Welcome back to the Struggle Studio. This week we're going to be talking about 7 tips to help you get started on your own stylized shoot. Roll that intro. Alright guys, step 1 is find a concept. Find somebody that inspires you, whether that be an artist, a photographer, a videographer, a movie. Just find a concept, find something that makes you want to be creative. And in today's episode, I am really excited to share that we did a creative stylized shoot based off of Childish Gambino's new music video, This Is America. And I worked with one of my good friends on this. So for today's video, that's going to be our core concept, and we're going to go through the 7 steps to show you guys how I came up with this stylized shoot. Step 2 is scouting. It's super important after finding your concept to find a location to do your photo shoot at, or your video, or whatever you decide to do to interpret your concept. Now, I know a lot of that pre-production stuff, some people just overlook, but when you're doing a stylized shoot, you want it to be as spot on as possible. So take that extra time, spend 2 or 3 hours riding around looking for different locations, or you can even spend it on Google. Google Maps is a great source, and you can kind of check these places out before you actually go and visually see them. So for us, in the This Is America video, it seemed like they were in a giant warehouse, and we don't really have any of that around here. So my goal was to find a nice, dark, moody parking garage where I could kind of mimic that same feel and mimic those colors as well. So we did find one, and the finalized images, you guys will see just how close it was. Step 3 is an often overlooked part of this process. It's your idea or mood board. You want to go on Pinterest, or Instagram has ability to tag photos now, or even just pull photos from Google and make a document. And you want to grab these images that you are inspired by, and you want to have them to be able to look back on, so you can kind of, when you're out and you're actually getting to the point of shooting, you have a document to kind of look back and remind you of where you're going, or to show what we're going to talk about next, your model, what you want, to see if they're interested or if they're able to do this. So having that mood board or idea board, whichever one you want to call it, is vital to the success of you nailing your concept. So don't skip out on it. I know it seems like I know what I want, but still, go ahead and just do a little bit of extra work and make sure you have it available. Now, step 4 is the model call. You got to find the right person to fit your theme. Not everybody's going to be able to get that look you want, or not everyone's going to have the experience to do what you want to do. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can go on Facebook groups and ask, different models in those groups, or you can just post on social media in general, see if anyone's interested in working with you. They could even be your friends. If you're just starting out, you want to do something for fun. You don't need professional models to do a successful stylized shoot. You just need somebody that's willing to work with you, and somebody that's willing to listen and kind of show them what you want, and they need to just mimic it. So just look on social media, hit people up on Instagram, slide in those DMs. Go ahead, just ask. The worst that some people can say is no, I'm not interested, or no, I don't really think I can do that. Even back in the day, Model Mayhem was something that a lot of folks use. It's not as popular now, but still, stuff like that. There's lots of forums and different places where you can connect. The internet is so powerful. Utilize it and get this model search pop and find that perfect person that wants to work with you. And for my model search, I actually have a really good friend who I had in mind when I originally thought up the concept. So I shipped him the idea and I showed him the video, and he's been on board. So I really lucked out with this process. I didn't have to do too much searching, but it's okay, because sometimes that's just the way it works. It just speeds the process up. So don't forget to look for that ideal model. Don't skip out on it. Find somebody that is willing to work for you and make your vision a reality. Step 5 is to stylize. And now for this portion of it, this is where you get to bring the second brain in. You get to work a lot more with your model, because for one, you want them to be comfortable. That's the key. If they're not comfortable in the clothes they wear, it will show in the images, especially if you're using a friend who may be a little bit more modest. So discuss with them. Let them know your vision. Show them your concept, that idea board, the mood board. Let them see what you want and make sure that they understand it, because they could already have clothes that fit. Or you guys can just go over to a local thrift store and maybe find something there. You don't have to spend a ton of money to do a stylized shoot. All right, and that's something that we're going to show you with what we did. This Is America, Childish Gambino actually didn't even have a shirt on. So all we had to find was a pair of pants and a gold chain. And there was also another scene I can't wait to share with you guys. I don't want to spoil it. Step 6 is timing and lighting. And these go hand in hand, especially if you're going to be shooting with natural light. You want to make sure that light is perfect for your concept. You don't want to do something moody during the middle of the day. You want to go to your location. You can do this while you're scouting and make sure that the time of the day that you think you're going to end up shooting is, you can check the light, you can see where the sun is, you can see where the shadows are coming out. And then if none of that's going to work the way you want it, that's when you can add your artificial light. Bring your flashes, your gels, whatever you need to set this up. But I would even encourage you to set your lighting up, to test it on yourself. Make sure everything looks the way you want and the way that you've visioned it this entire time before you go out on shoot day. You don't want to end up shooting and then getting out there and having to move stuff around. You're going to waste a half an hour to an hour maybe trying to get things the way you want. Do it before. The pre-production part of a stylized shoot is vital to its success. And if you don't learn anything from this video, remember that pre-prep is so important in photography and videography. Okay, guys? Now, talking a little bit about what I did is I've shot at this location that we decided to, this parking garage, once or twice before, so I was familiar with the light there, but we waited for a nice rainy day to give us that dark and gloomy mood to go out. We waited around till 7 o'clock to hit it up right when it's starting to get super dark and we could really capture some of those lights inside. So I did use a couple off-camera flashes to do some of the scenes, and I'll share those with you coming up in step 7. Last but not least, step 7. Shoot, edit, and share. You guys have spent all this time on the pre-production. Now let's get to the fun stuff where you actually take the photos, you bring them back home, you smack your favorite preset on them, or you go ahead and kind of do your own thing and do slight tweaking to match what you wanted. And then you want to share. You want to make sure you're on social media, you're on Reddit, YouTube, whatever you guys want to do to make sure you get it out there and that people can enjoy your work. So those are my 7 tips to making your own stylized shoot. Next week's episode, we're going to get into how I edited the photos and I broke everything down. I wanted to include that this week, but I just didn't have enough time. So tune in next week. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next week.